Ladies and gentlemen, yes, this is your favorite show, Sports Unfolded, with your favorite hosts, Eric and Ron.
Hey, welcome to Sports Unfolded, the best sports podcast on the planet. I am your host, Eric. My main man over there, Ron. How are you tonight?
Oh, I'm ready to go. I'm all fired up.
I am in an amazing mood
Fired
tonight.
up.
I am so excited about tonight's show. All the Reich moves. Season 3, episode 48. Let's go. My man James is on already. Yo, guys. My man. Listen, I am excited about tonight. I think we're going to have one of the best shows we've ever had, which is, it's hard to top, but each and every week we seem to do it.
Yeah, it's going to be, there's going to be like a lot of different reasons why this is going to be a great show. Because one, we're going to be talking about LeBron.
You love LeBron. He's like by far top of your list on the Christmas card list.
And then that starting five is just
starting
incredible.
Five, my friend. Let's get animal. Let's get wild up in here tonight. Wild animals on Sports Unfolded today. What was the dude's name that Jack used to do all the animals on Johnny Carson?
Oh,
Jack.
Yeah. That's something or other.
Right. That's what we're going to have animals on the show, and we're going to just do this whole thing. It is going to be a fun night. If you are joining us live, please chime in. Make sure if you want to talk about anything.
Want to on this one. Well, trust me.
All right. This is a great leadoff story tonight. Frank Reich has been fired by the Carolina Panthers. Do you agree with the team and the decision they made to get rid of him?
Wow, this is a tough one. Like when you think about it, when was he hired, right? Like
who let the dogs out, James? That's what we want to know, right? He was hired this year. He's coached in 11 games with the Carolina Panthers.
Right. I think it's a little too soon for them to fire him. But look, when you're talking about that division and the upgrades that they made on their roster, and the fact that CJ Stroud is cranking out wins, and then you drafted, Bryce Young. And I mean, you got to be thinking, it's like, why are we not in first place in this awful division?
Yeah, but this is where you get an owner that likes to dip his hands in the pot and try to stir it. And I feel like Dave Tepper, and this is what he's doing, he's literally going to destroy this franchise. As bad as they are, I know, 1-10, and you look at it and you go, wow, how much worse can it get? But you get a young quarterback that you draft. And I'm going to say a la Mac Jones, because we can relate on a Patriot standpoint of you start to change the offenses so many times early on in your career. It can have an adverse effect on the player. So now you go from a Frank Reich offense to who knows what offense to who knows what's next, because obviously you only got an interim coach coming in, and you got to start to question, is this going to be the permanent coach going forward, or is this going to be a guy that we're going to see play 6 games, and then the Carolina Panthers go in a different direction? So yeah, it's too funky, too soon. A team funky fresh like that, I think. No, and I think they're brand new to this. Bryce Young right now 1-9 on the season, but listen, he's throwing 61.7%, so he's an accurate quarterback when you look at it. The issue becomes 5.4 yards per attempt. It's more the dink and dunk for him. I think he doesn't have the confidence to go deep. This team signed a lot of great players in the offseason. DJ Chalk, Adam Thielen, Miles Sanders, and Hayden Hurst. How do you get those guys more involved to get him better? But I'm still curious as to Dave Tepper owns also the Major League Soccer team. He's fired a coach all 5 years so far that he's owned both teams. Yeah. So he's either fired an MLS coach or the NFL coach so far.
Yeah, I think he's not patient enough. because you see the guys that they signed offensively, right? So there's an issue offensively. They're not getting the production from those guys. Now, is it your offensive coordinator
Who
or
got
is
fired,
it
I
the
believe, is that.
players itself? It is not Bryce Young. And I gotta think that, like, is Thalen really that good? Was he really a number one guy, or is he more of a number 2 or 3?
But you also got to remember, all chips in to go for Bryce Young, no draft picks. So
Right.
comes in, can't even, you can't move Bryce Young. You're kind of locked into Bryce Young now for another year or two.
Yeah, and I don't think that's the problem. I don't think Frank Reich was the problem. I think it might have been the play calling of the offensive coordinator in
So
this case.
do you think this might be where Frank Reich didn't want to give up his offensive play caller, decides to go a different direction?
Maybe.
Or stay in that direction, and obviously the owner decided it wasn't the best move. Here's where
there's a lot of factors here, but it's too soon to fire the head coach.
Here's where it becomes interesting, though, Ron, because, of course, we always got to bring it back to New England. So our boy, Cam Newton, I know you miss him, you want him back, has said that basically Dave Tepper, the owner of the Carolina Panthers, is very interested in trading for getting Bill Belichick.
Yeah.
I don't see this happening, and I'll be on for 2 reasons. First of all, New England would want a first-round pick, I would think, as at least a starting point where Carolina doesn't have one. Secondly, if you talk about a bigger mistake than letting Frank Reich go after 11 games, it's getting a coach that only wants to probably coach 2 or 3 more years. Well, how's he going to build your organization, especially if you're going to have to rebuild again? He's not going to a rebuild situation.
I'm not sure I'd want him to rebuild, to be honest with you.
Yeah, that's a whole other story. I don't agree with you there either, but
I'm just saying, offensively,
they're ranked 6th defensively right now, Carolina.
Right, so they don't
right?
have to get better on defense. They need to get better on offense.
Yeah.
And you're not that far away if you really think about it. I think you have some good pieces there. Maybe you want to get an offensive lineman and maybe a receiver, because I'm not sold on that receiving core.
Yeah, I agree, James. Not signing up for a rebuild. Here's where it gets interesting, too. We're forgetting about the guy that involved in all of this, Frank Reich. Poor man. Listen, 40-33-1 in 5 years with the Colts. Gets fired after, I think, 9 games. Now gets fired after 12 games. He got the Colts to 3 playoff games. You get this guy a decent quarterback, Andrew Luck. I know we seem to forget that Andrew Luck was a pretty good quarterback. He got them to the playoffs. Unfortunately, you faced Tom Brady and the New England Patriots.
He was not so lucky.
Yeah, it wasn't. Very good, though. But this is where does Frank Reich still hold value in the NFL to you? Will he get another head coaching job?
I think he will. And I think it's going to be this upcoming season. If Belichick does go,
here we go with this.
You're
off your rocker tonight.
Another possibility.
Get out of here.
Isn't he a quarterback guru?
Obviously not if you can't get Bryce Young, who's 1-9.
I'm not saying it is
Who's
Bryce
he building
Young.
up? I think Mac Jones is worse than Bryce Young. It's crazy to say.
I'm just saying it's a possibility he could end up there. He could end up in, several other locations. Several others. And it really...
Nowhere I'd like to see him go.
I hate to say it, but right now, Bill Belichick holds all the pieces to whatever happens in the league, right? If he stays in New England, then people are going to reshuffle. If he doesn't stay in New England, that's going to move a lot of different pieces around for coaching.
I don't think so, because I think Gerard Mayo would not have stayed in New England if he didn't expect to be the next head coach of the New England Patriots. So you're not getting you're getting Bill Belichick 2.0.
Right.
In New England. I would say this. You know where I'd like to see Frank Reich go? Buffalo. Bring him back to Buffalo. right? There's McDermott now, and a lot of questions if he's going to hold his job. They're 6-6. They might not even make the playoffs. Bring him back to Buffalo. Now you give him a legitimate quarterback that he's just got to mold a little more to say, hey, less turnovers. They've got all the pieces. He's obviously a hometown hero. He was there with Jim Kelly and all them in the 90s. So to me, Buffalo would make a great option for Frank Reich. And he'll be respected right off the bat. His word, his image will be respected in
and
Buffalo.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. I'm just saying there's a lot of moving pieces at the end of this season. There's a lot of teams struggling, right? There's a lot of things that are going to happen, and it's all going to be what happens in New England. Like, what happens if Dallas goes out in the first round again?
I think
right?
Dallas is a bigger possibility for Belichick. If I was going to say Belichick and his one team, if
that's
Dallas,
the one that I think he'd go to.
If Dallas fails in the playoffs, I could see Jerry Jones saying, "Listen, I'm up there in age.
Yeah,
I'd like to see another one before I kind of the big football field in the sky."
Yeah,
because honestly, you're getting to a point where your time's running short.
Yeah,
and Belichick would walk into that situation and automatically have a team that could go to the Super Bowl. Automatically.
Look, that's what I was saying from the beginning. With Dallas, I mean that to me is the perfect scenario for Belichick is to go to Dallas. Now I'm not saying Belichick would want to go to Carolina, because I don't think that's even possible. They can't trade for it because you're going to want a number one for him, so it's going to be somebody else. So where does Frank Reich end up is a bigger question. And Buffalo is a good possibility.
Vinny, thanks for joining.
Yeah, thank you, Vinny. So Buffalo is a possibility, but there's also other possibilities, right? I mean, there's going to be some job openings this offseason.
Yeah, would it be expected? Absolutely.
So, I mean, it could be several places. I mean, who knows?
A lot of the issue becomes, listen, especially with Bill Belichick, everybody's throwing his name around like, oh, this team, he's not going to Washington. It doesn't make sense. He's not going to Carolina. It doesn't make sense. He doesn't want to probably coach more than 2-3 more years.
Look, a team is not going to trade for him unless they're right there, right? So it's going to be a team that's a playoff team that can get it done. And
so
with
James
the right
just
coach,
think
it can happen.
Yeah, James doesn't think there'll be a trade. It'll actually be a parting of ways where Kraft relieves him of his contract. I don't know if Kraft, listen, if you're a businessman, I'd want some piece if I got him under contract for the next 2 years.
Kraft is going to try trading him first.
Yeah, I think it makes sense. First. It makes sense for Kraft to do that.
Because
what would he gain?
Patriots' biggest asset right now? Bill Belichick, right? He's their biggest asset. And they're going to try to capitalize on that.
And they were talking about, they're playing Pittsburgh at some point, or they were playing Pittsburgh. I don't know what.
Yeah, they got an upcoming game with Pittsburgh.
And they were talking about it on the radio. They said that the promo for it is T.J. Watt and then Bill Belichick. That's all New England has.
Yeah.
So I don't see them just giving him up. I'm not saying that's not a respect factor. I think though Kraft is going to say, "Hey, Bill, I'll let you go. Tell me the team you want to go to, but I'm going to try to grab some draft picks from him." Why wouldn't he? I'm not saying he'll hold him back from going. If Bill wants to go, let him go.
Yeah.
I just think be careful what you wish for. The grass isn't always greener.
No,
what a great start to this show. What a great start to this show.
Yeah.
My goodness. Vinny joining. My man James is on. I am so hyped up. We're going to continue talking some NFL, Ron, because we've got another big story coming out. Your buddy here that we're bringing up on the screen, I know you've already written your Christmas card for him. Mr. Aaron Rodgers trying to make a return. He's got 21 days return to practice. Is this a good move for the Jets and Aaron Rodgers?
No. For neither. It's a terrible idea.
It's the dumbest thing I've heard.
First of all, you're
By the way.
5-7. Your season's over. It's
5 and
over.
7.
Let's face it. It's over.
4-7.
Oh, 4-7, whatever
4
it
and
is.
7. Ron, you want to know where they ranked in the AFC? There's 16 teams in the AFC. Do you want to take a guess?
13.
15. They're only ahead of New England.
Really? Is that it?
That's it. They are by far the second worst team in the AFC. I am going to take the one guy that I think can get me to a Super Bowl on a 15th ranked AFC team and say, you know what? Go out there. If we're close, if we're still in it. Are you stupid?
Yeah.
This is why the Jets are where they are every year. I don't care about Jets fans. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm a Patriot fan. I know you don't like us. We don't like you. Guess what? This is stupid. This is the dumbest thing you could possibly do.
Yeah, I agree. Like, look, you're risking the guy that is supposedly now your franchise, right? He's your franchise quarterback.
And he's 40.
Right. So you're going to risk a guy coming back from injury a lot sooner than when he needs to come back.
Ron,
with
it'd be
a
less
team
than
that
4
is
months.
going nowhere.
Less than 4 months.
It's dumb. It's dumb.
It's dumb.
It's bad. It's a bad organization. And this is why I say they'll always do something.
You know what this is, Ron?
Something.
You know what this is? Here goes my Christmas card out the window right now. This is Aaron Rodgers trying to get his ego stroked so that all the Jets fans are like, oh my God, look at him trying to come back and he's our savior. He just wants to hear it.
Yeah.
I hope he blows out his Achilles and I never wish for injuries, but this is stupid. Just take your time, go in the dark room, eat your mushrooms and whatever you're doing, and just give yourself the rest of the year. That's what he does. He says he loves that stuff. He likes all that crap. Listen, at the end of the day, you've got 6 games left.
So is he a fun guy?
He's he's a real fun guy. Yeah. Fun guy. I see what you did. Ha ha ha. Oh boy, there it is. First one of the evening. I don't think they bring him back unless they're legitimate and have a shot in the playoffs. I agree with you too, James. Like, he's not coming back. I think this is more for his ego to make him feel like, holy cow, I am the New York savior, and everybody's going to be excited about it. Games against the Falcons, the Texans, at the Dolphins. Suppose he was going to come back for the Commanders, then at Browns, at Patriots. To me, you'd have to win the next 3 to have a legitimate shot to at least say, hey, we might make the playoffs. Then you bring him back. Now you're talking about chemistry at this point. Listen, sit him down.
Wait, Eric. They didn't build up a chemistry during those first 4 plays?
First, yes. Was it the 4? Did he even play 4 plays? Was it 4 that many?
I think it was on 3rd down that he got hurt.
I don't get it.
So technically, I guess 3.
Yeah, I don't get it. To me, this is just his ego, because or to prove that he can come back from something quicker than anybody else.
I feel like he is my LeBron James of football.
He may very well be. He
annoys the hell out of me. I really don't care for him.
Listen, the man's what?
He's overrated.
Here we go. Thank you. Because I'm going to tell you this right now.
Super Bowl, and he's the best quarterback ever. Get out of here.
One. Thank you.
He's choked every year since.
How many Super Bowls he been to, Ron? 1.
Yeah.
Right? He stinks. He's overrated.
He is.
This is a passing league. Everybody's throwing. Bryce Young's thrown for 2,000 yards. I don't like this.
I don't even have Aaron Rodgers in my top 10.
All time?
All time.
Wow. How's that list go?
James,
let's go off
for you. I take Aikman over him.
He's a mid-tier quarterback with a high upside. High upside. There's no upside. He's at 40 years old. There's a slope, bro. He's going.
He's going to be the first quarterback in maybe the second quarterback, because Tom Brady will be in the senior circuit.
Tom Brady could come back today, and he's still a better quarterback.
Yeah, he is.
Like, Aaron Rodgers is the biggest. Oh my goodness, He's the biggest farce in the NFL because there are so many people that have hyped him up. And now here we go again. We're talking about him. You know why? Because the Jack A word has decided he wants to be relevant right now.
Right.
That's all it is. He wants to be relevant.
Yeah, you're right.
This is why he made the move from the Packers. Look at the Packers now, slowly getting better. Jordan Love slowly starting to get it. He bashes everybody that is involved. He wants to run the Jets organization now. That they'll give him whatever he wants. He's saying, "I don't fire the coach, don't fire the OC. I want him back next year." Like they're just going to do what he wants. I don't know.
I agree.
These games where he shines. This man choked in every playoff game I've seen. Just about every playoff game. There were games where his team was he lost to San Francisco in Green Bay in the snow. Like, that's your weather. That's
I know
what your team's built for. And you couldn't win. Listen, it's a joke. Christmas cards lost. Yes. 1-1, baby. Aaron Rodgers. Get him out of here. Jets fans, too. See you later. Aaron Rodgers possibly returned. We don't care. Good luck to you.
Yeah, he's
all right.
Anyway.
What do you got for games of interest for week 13, Ron? I got 4.
Games of interest, I've got 4.
You want to start or I start?
Oh, I can start.
Go ahead, my friend.
I'm going to start with that Denver-Houston game.
That's what I got.
That?
Right? I love this game.
That's the game right there.
This is a fun game.
Get that other one. This is the
game.
game.
This is a fun game, though. It is.
Denver at Houston, both 6-5. Look, I got to say, the winner of that game probably gets in.
Yeah, I could agree with you. Listen, as much as we thought the Broncos were going to just completely fall apart, very slowly they've figured it out. Yeah. Russell Wilson looking like
5 in a row.
Yeah, Russell Wilson looking like a legitimate quarterback, again.
Yeah,
and then but you still can't doubt C.J. Stroud and what he's been able to do in that team. So, no, very good game. No,
that ought to be a good one.
I also have, and not because of the quarterback situation, I think the Jaguars have something to prove here. And I know the Bengals and not having Burrow, but the Bengals at the Jaguars, because to me, the Jaguars are really trying to be the top team in the AFC.
I've got that game as well. Look, Cincinnati can still bring it, though.
Yeah.
You know, got a good defense. I mean, when you have those receivers, if a quarterback plays well enough and they get it to those receivers will get extra yards. Chase is an animal.
You know what, James? You're slowly becoming my unfavorite live viewer of all time with these garbage comments. Yeah.
Battle of the Bads.
Yeah. Okay. There we go. Dallas Cowboys.
Oh,
all right. Let's go here. The Dallas Cowboys finally beat a team over 500.
Hey, yeah, that's right.
6-5 at the time. The Seahawks. Woo! Yeah. All right. Here we go. Yeah.
But wait, Eric, it was a close game, and I got to tell you, Dallas should be very scared that they gave up that many points to Seattle.
They still got Philadelphia again. It's coming up. It was a game.
Dallas is not. They're not winning.
He's right on that. 19 penalties for like 250 yards. They said, absolute joke. When you talk about an officials, like, why don't you just let them play? Just let the officials run out there and just throw flags. That's what people want to watch for 3 hours. Is these guys throwing flags on every single play?
Yeah, but
it was such a bad officiated game. And it's been like that all year. The NFL's been horrible with the officiating.
Yeah, it's across the board in most sports.
Oh, my gosh. It's so bad. So bad. So Bengals, Jaguars. I also have, Ron, the Browns at the Rams. And why? And why, Ron? It's Flacco time. Let's rehash the one of the worst quarterbacks the last 5 years. And all of a sudden, we're going to bring him to Cleveland. What are they?
What is he, a Super Bowl winner?
What year was that?
I don't know.
11, 12, somewhere down there. I don't know. Holy cow.
And we have the Rams that are still in this. Because the NFC sucks.
Yeah, the Seahawks losing helps them. It's them in San Francisco again in that division.
Yeah.
Kind of crazy. What else you got?
That's pretty much it. The rest
One
of the
more.
games stink.
One more.
What do you got?
49ers at Eagles, baby.
Oh.
NFC Championship game preview. I said it now, James. Now what? Now what?
Yeah, this is
Battle of
clearly
the
the preview of that.
Battle of the
this is
goods. Go
clearly
ahead.
it.
Put it up, James. Battle of the goods.
I mean, San Francisco and Philadelphia are the best two teams probably in the league. Maybe Kansas City has something to say about that.
Brock Purdy, something to prove. I got jokes. I got jokes too, baby. It's on tonight. But yeah, right. Like Brock Purdy going back to Philly where he had the injury. Again, Philadelphia played a lot of close games all season. They've won them. But again, like even the last game they played against Buffalo had to go to overtime, had to win, right? So again, if San Francisco now starting to get their momentum again, it's going to be a very interesting game. Very interesting game. And the winner probably gets home field.
It's at Philadelphia, and this is a big one for San Francisco. They know what they have to do. You know, they have to beat Philly in order to get that bye. You know, so they have to beat Philly and then take care of the rest of the games. And Philly still has to play Dallas. So, you know, I mean, it's gotta change. Look, San Francisco has a shot at getting that bye.
Home field. Yeah. Yeah. So they've got to take care of business. And they got to root for Dallas.
Yeah.
But some decent games this week. Not as big as a week as we've had in the past, but wow, we've 25 minutes in already, my friend. We are having a fun show tonight. Ron, it is time for our starting five.
Oh, yeah.
And tonight's starting five was animals. So, guys, they have to have an animal in their name. And it wasn't a nickname. It had to be their actual name. Let's go. Kenny is on as well. So, this was there's some good guys out there. But I'm going to start off. We were debating earlier today about what's an animal, what's not an animal. But we're going to start off with our honorable mentions. I'll start with mine.
Oh, gosh.
I was first. Nellie Fox, 288 and an MVP, 15-time All-Star, 3 Gold Gloves, did not make my list. Mike Trout, 301, 3-time MVP, 11 All-Stars, 9 Silver Sluggers, didn't make my list. Robin Yount, 285, 3,142 hits, 2-time MVP, didn't make my list. Goose Gonsolin, 46 interceptions, 5-time Pro Bowler, 2-time All-Pro. Defensive back, did not make my list.
Is that his real name, though?
Yeah. Goose. It's his real name. It's kind of crazy. Goose Goslin.
Not Goose Gossage?
No, Goose Gossage. I was looking for him. He's rich.
I know.
This guy's legitimate name was Goose.
Well, most athletes are rich.
Yeah. But
That's number 2.
Robin Lanier, goalie, 152, 141, but a 2.71 goals against, a 917 save percentage. 2 Jennings, did not make my list. Oscar is a fish. Oscar Robinson did not make my list.
How did he not make your list?
25.7 points, 12-time All-Star, 11-time All-NBA, and a 1-time champion. Didn't make my list. Wow. And another hard one that I had to not put on my list, Catfish Hunter, 224 and 166, a 3.26 ERA, a Cy Young, and a 5-time champion. Did not make my list in my starting 5.
Okay, so my list is so good that Catfish Hunter couldn't even be an honorable mention.
Ooh, fancy pants. All right.
But I do have Robin Yount. I do have Mike Trout. I do have Nellie Fox, all on my honorable mentions. But I do have Reggie Leach. Leach. And also Adam Fox.
Okay.
Not enough
Okay.
stats, so and also Brian Leach.
He doesn't spell it the right way, so that's
I
why I
don't
didn't put him
care.
on.
I don't care.
Okay. He didn't put it. He doesn't spell it right. Okay.
He's a leech.
Yeah, yep.
Well, he's not a leech, but I also have John David Crow on my honorable mentions.
Okay.
That dude, he had what did he have? I don't know. 4 Pro Bowls. And he's on the all 1960s team as a running back.
You're trying too hard, bro. Okay. 4 Pro Bowls. Woo.
4 Pro Bowls.
I got a guy 5-time champ didn't make my list.
Okay, I have
Pro
Jack
Bowl.
Dempsey, former heavyweight champion.
I thought we were
wait,
count
no,
Jacks.
we can't do Jacks.
No Jacks.
I'm sorry. Can't do Jacks. Can't do Jacks. But I do have Yogi Berra.
I'm not. No. You can't. Yogi Berra is not. That is not an animal.
Yogi! It's
He's not an animal. Yes, it's not an animal. Nice try.
But it's Yogi.
No. Nice try. No. Let me know when you're ready for your starting five.
And I got one more. I got one
right.
more honorable mention.
All right.
Rabbit Marinville. He's number 82 all-time in hits in the Major League Baseball. Number 82.
All right.
Rabbit Marinville.
Nice job. All right.
Rabbit.
Rabbit. You ready? Are you ready? You ready now? At number 5.
But before we go any further, I do have to mention Barney Ross. Because Barney is a dinosaur. And the fact that it's so cool because it's Barney Ross from the Expendables, even though it's not, it's a different guy. But the tie-in is just so awesome.
Perfect. Are you ready?
But he was 72-4 with 22 knockouts.
You ready? You're starting 5. I got to hear these. At 5, we're on number 5. I had Jimmy Fox, batted .325, a 3-time MVP, 2-time batting title, a 1-time Triple Crown, 2-time champion, one of the best baseball players, Jimmy Fox. James likes to box. Give it a little boxing glove there. What do you got? Number 5, Ron.
Number 5, I have Tiger Woods.
Not bad.
I couldn't put him any higher. I couldn't put him higher than the rest of these guys. Couldn't put him higher. Sorry.
All right. Tiger Woods at 5 for you. Interesting. All right. At number 4. Number 4. The legend. Kenny, don't be mad at me. Larry Bird.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
4.
Somebody smacked the crap out of this guy.
4.3 points per game, 10 rebounds in his career, 12-time All-Star, 10-time All-Pro, 3-time MVP, 3-time champion. Larry Bird at number 4, all-time. My starting 5.
That is just absurd.
Okay.
How do you have Tiger Woods above Larry?
Okay. Go ahead.
Because you didn't say Tiger Woods was an honorable mention. There's no way he's better than Larry.
Okay.
Right.
I can fight my argument when I get there.
I don't care. He's a golfer. Okay.
Okay.
They're only so athletic.
Absolutely.
Walking around. They do clubs.
Okay. All right. Do your thing. Who's 4?
Number 4, I have Oscar Robertson, who is definitely better than Tiger Woods. I mean, you gave the numbers. Oscar Robertson was just incredible. Incredible. I mean, outside of Larry Bird.
Okay. All right. All right. At 3. Oscar De La Hoya, 39-6, 30 KOs, 2 gold medals in his career, 11 titles, 6 different weight classes he won those titles in. There was a stretch of time, pound for pound, one of the greatest fighters in the world. Oscar De La Hoya, I mean, had some battles, him, Trinidad, and some of those guys that were supposed to be the best.
And I saw many fights that he ran away, basically.
Okay.
Just saying.
Numbers.
No respect for Oscar De La Hoya.
Okay. All right. Go ahead. Number 3, Ron.
Sorry. Just saying.
Number
Like,
3.
I say how it is. And I don't think he deserved to be up there.
Number 3.
You know? Hold on, I'm just updating this. All right. Number 3, I have Sue Bird. Sue Bird. I mean,
I miss Sue Bird. She's
which
phenomenal.
is funny because we talked about it last week.
Yeah.
11.7 points, 2.5 boards, 5.6 rebounds.
All the titles, my friend.
The titles are where it's at. 4-time champ, and that is just
in the WNBA.
In the WNBA. We haven't talked college. We haven't talked Olympics.
Yep.
It's Sue Bird.
Sue Bird. I agree with you. I would knock one of my guys out for Sue Bird. I agree with you there.
I would have knocked Oscar.
Probably take Larry out. At 2.
You can go to hell.
I had the wrong bird. Sue Bird. At 2, I went Tiger Woods here. 82 wins, 15 majors, second all time, tied for the most wins. I will tell you why. Generationally, he changed the sport. I know I hacked that word up.
What did he change it to?
He made golf relevant. Golf was nothing before him. There was a span where nobody cared.
I gotta tell you, I still don't care.
Tiger Woods brought it back. Made TV, everything, video games.
Don't care.
Tiger Woods, to me, made golf what it is today.
Yeah, and it's a mess. Look at it. It's a mess. So he made a mess.
No. Tiger Woods.
The hell with Tiger Woods. I don't care.
Tiger Woods at 2.
2.
Tiger Woods. Go ahead, buddy. Who do you got at 2?
Number
Rory
2, I should have had
McIlroy,
who you should have had at number 2. Jimmy
McIlroy-
Fox, baby. Jimmy
Rory
Fox, one of the best
5.
baseball players of all time.
Jimmy
Of
Fox.
all
I had him at
time.
5. He's 5. Rory McIlroy, top 5. I don't know if Rory's a fish.
Like, what is that? Tiger Woods?
So you went
Overrated.
Jimmy Fox at 2. You're off your rocker.
Jimmy
Overrated.
Fox at number 2. Absolutely. Look at the numbers from this guy.
I got him at 5. All right.
Like his numbers are just
Rory,
look,
it sounds like an
534 home runs, and he hit 325. That is insane.
That is too funny. Rory it's the sound an animal makes. He said Rory. I think he's on with Yogi Berra over here and Rory McIlroy. I love it.
Yogi.
I get it. Calm
Hey,
down.
boo boo.
Hey, picnic basket. All right. At number 1, my friend. When I talk about Tiger Woods and what he meant for golf, nobody cared about skating or skateboarding until Tony Hawk. Not only did he win 10 gold medals, 3 silvers, 3 bronze, pretty much made the X Games. They didn't even exist until Tony Hawk.
About Tony Hawk.
Tony Hawk, the man basically, you talk about something coming from nothing and becoming something
I gotta tell
massive.
I gotta tell you. You got that one, and I would definitely knock Tiger Woods off the list for Tony Hawk.
Yeah, I agree with you. Sue Bird, Larry Bird, gone. Got it. Go. You're number 1, though, Ron. I can't wait. Who do you got?
I have the legend. There's no way.
You're such a homer.
There was no one else that was better than Larry Bird. Look, Larry Bird is where it begins and ends with animals. I mean, he's an animal on the court. He talked so much junk and then would back it up. He would tell you to your face as he's there dribbling the ball, looking at you. He'd tell you what you're going to do and then do it.
Okay, how about this, though, Ron? Let me ask you this question. Best basketball player ever? Who?
Michael.
Okay, so already. Best skateboarder ever? Tony Hawk. Tony Hawk, by far. There you go. The argument's won. Larry Bird isn't even the best basketball player of all time.
Because there's more of a history.
I'd still put Kobe.
I probably know some kid
Kobe ahead of
out in the
Larry.
parking lot that's probably better than Tony Hawk right now.
I'm putting Kobe ahead of Larry as well.
No, you're not.
I
That's
am.
absurd. That's insane.
Kobe was by far the closest thing to Jordan.
No, he was not.
Absolutely.
No, he was not.
Absolutely.
His tongue wasn't as long.
Yeah, good call. I mean, that's what I was looking at. Ron, what were you looking at, my friend? All right. That was our starting five. I was thinking we'd do something fun next week.
No. What?
You got one? No, you got one?
Go ahead. What do you have?
I was going to say, let's do our starting five Boston Celtics.
No, that's not fun.
That is fun.
No, that's not fun.
Okay, what do you have? If this is a color thing, animal, I'm not doing them.
Occupations.
Get that. I'm not doing that. No.
It's a good one.
I'm not doing it.
It's good.
I don't have time to think, and I'm not doing this thing where I got to search for 3 hours to find names. I'm not doing it.
So start now.
I'm not doing it.
Look, because think about it. There's barber. Oh.
No.
Oh.
No.
There's carpenter.
I'm not doing this.
There's tailors. There's cooks.
James is on live. Kenny's on live. Do you guys have a suggestion?
There's gardeners and bakers. There's judge.
Nope.
Oh.
Nope. Not doing it.
There's a hunter. There's a speaker.
I don't have time for that.
There's a cop.
I don't have time.
There's a marshal.
Anybody out there want to give us
There's a priest.
Priest Holmes. Yes, I know. I get what you're saying.
There's a foreman.
Not going to happen.
It's good.
It is. How about
It's
colors?
good.
We did colors. We did colors already.
We already did colors, James.
We did.
I like the occupation one.
You want shapes? I can't. It's too much work.
It's not too much work.
Pick a thing then. One thing. The best baker, the best whatever. But I can't. I cannot do this.
It's fun.
It is. If you have time. I don't have time to search for 6 hours
You can
on these
make
guys'
time.
names. Yeah.
It's fun.
What am I? Yeah. There we go. Got an extra hour.
I just gave you a whole list of them.
Yeah, I still got to research. I don't want to research.
There's kings.
Yeah. There you go. Good. Pick a name. James. You want James? We did James, though. Can we do last names? You and your... He loves offensive linemen. He loves offensive linemen.
You and your freaking linemen. Left tackle, left guard, center. I like the occupation one. I think it's awesome.
Pick a name. Russell. Larry's. You want to do the top Larry's? Maybe Bird's not even number one on that. Because Larry Allen.
I don't know who the hell you are.
Larry Allen.
Who the hell you are?
Larry's? You want to do top Larry? You want to do the Larry's?
No. Lawrence.
So
he might not be the top Larry.
See, that's what I'm saying. Lawrence Taylor. Some Larrys out there.
Larry Hagman.
Larry Hagman, yes.
Didn't he play for Dallas?
All right, we're moving on
in the organization.
I guess we're moving on to the NBA because we can't come up with one.
Whatever.
I like the Larry thing, but okay.
All right, we'll go Larry's.
We'll go
Hello,
Larry's. Larry's.
That'll be the name of the show next week. Hello, Larry.
All right.
Larry and Lawrence.
All right. Speaking of NBA, let's talk a little bit about Mark Cuban. He's decided to sell his majority of the Dallas Mavericks. Your thoughts on this move?
Oh, that is terrible for Dallas. It's terrible.
I mean, the man's an icon. You believe it or not, right? You think about, he was that owner that was kind of edgy.
Yeah.
Nose tackles. He's still James nose tackles. How about guys named Nose? Other I'm losing my mind tonight. Mark Cuban, genius. He said, Ray, he is a genius, though. Mark Cuban, really, he kind of got that whole.
How about Marks?
We could do Mark. Do you want to do Marks instead?
No, I don't want to do Mark.
Oh, man. Mark Cuban, talk to me.
Look, I think he was good for basketball. Like he was, I guess the Taylor Swift of the NBA.
Oh, come on. That one doesn't.
Think about it. Whenever they have a Dallas game, how many times did they show him on the screen?
I agree, but come on. That's not right. Did you know he originally bought the team in 2000? So he's had the team 23 years. $285 million he paid for it. He just sold him for $3.5 billion. It's a pretty good investment.
Yeah, it's all right.
He did all right. Here's where my concern becomes, Ron.
I wish I would have known he was selling. I would have bought it.
Yeah, I'm sure he would have been right up there. That Sports Unfolded share, you would have sold. The stocks all gone. Sell them all. Ron, here's my concern, and I'm starting to go towards the Ron side of the train on this one. Miriam Alderson is the person who's buying the team. She is the owner of Las Vegas Sands Corporation, so all the casinos and the gambling.
Oh, here we go.
So my concern is starting to become is that here we go exactly with what they're saying they're going to try to do is keep them in Dallas, possibly move them to Vegas, but keep them in Dallas and build like a massive casino type gambling establishment around the Dallas Mavericks. I see this as to be a huge problem.
It is all a problem, and we keep talking about this, and then stuff still keeps coming up about it, right? And we're seeing it in the NFL, and I'm telling you, Eric, this is going to blow up in sports space. They let the devil in, and now you're not going to be able to get rid of them, and they are going to basically, sports is going to eventually be all rigged.
Yeah, I just think you're creating your team the owner that owns you, where they make their money is gambling.
Yeah.
Like, you don't think, I don't know. I don't even know how the NBA approved that, but whatever. $3.5 billion, I guess. Money talks. I will say this, though, for Mark Cuban, 1,154 and 798 in his tenure. So you think about it. He built a winning franchise. Even though they only won the one championship, they were always a relevant team.
Yeah.
So, what a great job he did. I'm not thrilled about who he sold the team to, but again,
no, it's going to be a problem.
I offered 3.4, Ron, 3.4. I that's my problem. I should have went 3.5. We could have been Mavs owners.
Yeah. Like I said, if I would have known,
and then you and Kyrie sitting down, I could see you and Kyrie on the side there, just, having a good talk.
Yeah.
I could
whip them back into shape.
My man Joey Fatone in the house. There he goes. All right, Ron.
Bye.
Hey, let's talk about LeBron James. Now, your man, your guy, the guy.
Wait, you want to come to me with the gambling thing and then talk about LeBron James?
No, that's funny. Kenny liked the Joey Fatone thing. He does. He's got a little Joey Fatone in him today. I love it. So LeBron stated that he will miss his team's game if it falls on Bronny's debut with the USC Trojans in college. Do you agree with that move?
That's just absurd.
I love it. We are going to argue about this one tonight. Go ahead. I will let you start.
You know what? I just can't stomach LeBron James already. I'm sick of everything having to revolve around him like he's some prima donna, and it makes me throw up already. Throw up.
He's like the Aaron Rodgers of the NBA.
He's like the Aaron Rodgers of the NBA.
We have lost all control of this show tonight, by the way.
Oh, I'm just so sick of everything has to revolve around him.
I love this move.
Just say, all right, we're going to move the game for you, LeBron.
Oh, that's a good idea.
That's what they're doing. They're taking it right up the kazoo.
The old kazoo. What if they're in the play-in tournament game though, and he's got to miss that one?
Oh, I hope it is. I hope it is.
Wow.
Because I don't want to see them win at all. I hope they lose every game from here until he retires.
I can't. I will say this. Listen, I'm sick of guys sitting for rest or because they don't feel like playing or back to back.
He never wants to play.
At least it's a legitimate reason.
He thinks it's Burger King.
It's a legitimate reason. I love this move by him.
The check, Burger King, to Sports
BK, have it your way. All right. I will say this, though. Come on. This is a good thing he's doing. It's noble.
No, it's not.
It's noble.
It's not. It's never a good thing he's doing.
This kid that went through cardiac arrest, Ron. He wants to see his kid play in college.
I don't care.
Have a heart. Have a heart.
I don't care.
You should.
His job is to play. And I hope it falls right on one of those games.
This is where you're wrong.
Where it's an in-game tournament.
You're wrong.
Because I'm so sick of him.
You're wrong. His job is to be a father first, which he's doing, which I commend him for. At least he's honest about it.
Retire. I'm sick of seeing his mug.
You are just
sick of it.
You are just a nasty in sync. Ron, let the man go see his kid's game.
Like he does this all the time. He has to make everything about him. It's not about going to see the games. He wants everybody to be there, so he wants to go and create a circus so that way they can see his son play. And maybe he's good, maybe he's not. I mean, history shows that, basically when you have that all-star player, that top guy that they talk about all the time, usually the rest of the family is not very good. Look at Wayne Gretzky and all his brothers. They all sucked.
Ron the Tin Man. That's what Kenny's calling you now. If he only had a... I could do the thing with the yellow brick road if you want right now. I can't tonight. Tonight, listen, we're just here to have fun.
Dorothy?
We just follow the yellow brick road.
Follow yellow brick road. Follow yellow brick road. Follow yellow brick road.
Hey, all right, my friend. Let's talk some Major League Baseball. Luis Severino has signed with the New York Mets. Which team in New York lost in this deal?
Well,
it's the Mets.
No, it's not the Mets.
That is the correct answer.
Absolutely the Yankees.
You're off guard. What are you watching?
Look, I know he stunk. That's not the problem. The problem is the Yankees have one arm. They have one arm.
So does he, and it's not his pitching arm.
It doesn't matter. He still has something, right?
He stinks.
But think about all the players that leave New York and they go on to have great careers.
He didn't leave New York.
Well, the Yankees,
So he didn't leave New York. He left Calzones, okay? Calzones, George. That's what he left. I can't. He stinks. Ron, 4-8 last season. 4-8, 6.65 ERA, 79 strikeouts in 19 games.
He's going to win 13 games this year.
He's horrible.
He's going to win 13 games.
He hasn't come back from the Tommy John. The Mets paid $13 million for this guy.
Yeah, 1 year.
$13 million. It's a joke. He stinks.
And they're going to get 13 wins.
You get you lost Verlander. You lost Scherzer to pick this guy up to be an ace in your rotation. He stinks. He stinks. The Yankees were lucky to get rid of him. I would have lost my ever-loving mind if they had re-signed him for that. That's ridiculous. $13 million for a guy that 4-8 with a 6.65 ERA.
Right.
We could do that.
Oh, I could do better than that.
There you go. So the Yankees they won this deal.
I can still do better than that.
Because they would have signed a bad contract to keep this guy. Listen, he looked like he was going to be an ace. After the injury, he's never been the same. He missed all of 2020. He missed most of 2021, and he's just never been the same. I'm not saying I don't like the kid personally. Like I just think that his stuff's not very good anymore. And I think the Mets just made a bad choice here. So New York Mets definitely lost this deal.
Well, look, I mean, you take a shot for 13 million. You take a shot.
I think we've
I
been
mean,
taking
they're
shots
paying
all
more
night.
they're paying more to Bonilla.
They're still paying Bonilla. Yeah, it's a good call. You got me on that one.
Just
Bobby
I
Bonilla
mean,
day. Yeah, you got me there. Ron,
but
let's
that's
move
not all
on.
they did. They also signed Joey Wendell.
I didn't talk about that. We were talking about Severino.
I'm just saying.
Okay. They still stink.
And they also signed Austin
There we go.
Adams.
All right. You ready for your split decision? Let's do this. Oh, a little split decision, little funk going on here in Sports Unfolded. Split decision is basically we ask each other two more likely scenarios, and one of us has to decide which way we would go. If you are joining us live and you'd like to chime in as well or give us some, let us know. We'll definitely do that. But I am first this week, so I will start us off. Ron, is it more likely that Tyreek Hill gets 2,000 yards receiving, currently at 1,324, and no player in history has ever gotten to 2,000 yards receiving, or he's going to win the MVP, which no position player has won since 2012, Adrian Peterson?
That's a good one. I'm gonna say 2,000.
Right? I think you're right. I think he could get to 2,000. He needs 700, right? Where they got 6 games, 2,000 yards. He's not getting MVP. James already said no way MVP. So okay, I think 2,000 as well as. But if he gets 2,000, does he get the MVP as well?
Yeah, because Aaron Rodgers is going to win MVP.
He's going to talk about how he should be eligible because he came back for 4 games, probably. I got you there. All right. So 2,000 yards on the table. Tyreek Hill, book it. What do you got?
All right. Assuming we just talked baseball. Who is more
The dramatic
likely,
pause was really like, whoa, we did. Go ahead, Ron.
Who is more likely to get a bigger contract? 40-year-old Joey Votto, first baseman, or 38-year-old third baseman Evan Longoria, or
a threefer,
or 43-year-old starting pitcher Rich Hill.
So Rich Hill,
Evan
Longoria, and
Joey Votto.
Votto, I mean, he's been decent, but not. Pitchers get paid better. I think it would be Rich Hill. Only because of pitcher. Like, you see that. I think it's 10 million plus for a starting pitcher.
43-year-old.
Probably 10 million plus. So he's probably going to be around the Severino number, 13. And I don't see the other guys getting 13 a year. So I would go Rich Hill.
Okay. That's
Rich
what
Hill.
I was looking for.
No, that was pretty good. All right. My number 2. And I'm going to give you some information after it. Are you ready? Which team is more likely to get their third win of the season? The New England Patriots or the Arizona Cardinals? I will give you both teams' remaining schedule. Which team would you like first?
Doesn't matter.
New England, Chargers, Steelers, Chiefs, Broncos, Bills, Jets. Arizona, Pittsburgh, San Francisco, Chicago, Philadelphia, Seattle.
Who is going to get it first?
Who's going to win 3 games? They're both 2-9, 2-10.
The only one I can see for Arizona would be Chicago.
But
The
New England
Patriots'
hasn't.
best chance is probably the
The
Jets.
Jets, right? Because they beat them whatever many straight.
But if Aaron Rodgers comes back,
There we go. Salute.
but the Patriots actually could win this Charger game too. That's the sad part.
Yeah, they don't play well either.
I'm gonna say it's Arizona.
It's tough though. It's a tough call.
It's a tough one.
I don't know if either one of them might get it. They both just stay at 2 wins. But no, I see that. All right.
I'm gonna say Arizona because Arizona beat somebody good though this year, didn't they?
Dallas. Oh,
Right.
right, James. Poor James. You had to bring it up again.
Right. That's why I said it because I thought it was Dallas.
All right, you're number 2.
My number 2. Is it more likely that Orlando Magic misses the playoffs or Memphis makes the playoffs? And that means you have to win in the play-ins.
More likely.
What is more likely?
That Orlando
is
it?
second.
Yeah,
but
I would
never
say
that.
miss it.
And Memphis is
more
second
likely
to the bottom.
It's more likely that Orlando misses it because I don't think Memphis makes it at all. There's no shot. They're not making it.
So then it's more likely that. Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So more likely that Orlando misses, which I don't think is going to happen either. I think they make the playoffs. But I could see them falling where at some point that maybe they do miss. I don't think Memphis is a good team at all. Even when Ja comes back, I think they're in trouble right now. They're devastated. Yeah. Thank you, James. Yeah, he agrees. That was a good one. I love this segment. You know what we need to hear? It's got a little porn.
Can we get Barry White to sing that?
I think we should. That was a little little
adult maybe rated, James Brown.
Adult rated video type stuff going on there with that music, but hey, too hot in the hot tub. All right, my friend, let's talk some NHL. Nikita Zadorov. He's been traded.
I thought you were going to do that in that Joey Behar voice.
Yeah, I don't think so. Traded to the Vancouver Canucks.
You're no fun.
Is it? Okay.
Is it a good move for the team?
All right.
Is it a good move for which team?
The Canucks.
Yes. Because you're not really giving anything up.
Yeah, 2 draft picks, 2024, fifth
third
round.
And a fifth. The third is 3 years from now.
Yeah, 2026.
Yeah, that's a great pick. That
brings a little toughness, right? The key is the Canucks second right now, right? They're a game behind Vegas.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I like the fact that they're making moves early.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes with these teams, they make that at the trade deadline and then the guys don't fit or it takes time. Why not do it now? Why not get it out of the way and get somebody? And they're pretty good in the penalty kill, so that adds more toughness.
Well, this also signifies, what's really going on over there because he asked the team to trade him.
He wanted out.
And that's gonna open the floodgates, I think, because Huberdeau is not doing what he's supposed to be doing, and they have Kadri that's over there. I think both of those guys are going to end up moving at some point this season.
You remember when we talked about the Flames and the Panthers and the moves, and we're like, the Panthers are in trouble. And look at how the Panthers have responded.
Yeah.
And the Canucks, I mean, not the Canucks, the Flame have just fallen apart.
Yeah, they burnt out.
Yeah, that's three tonight. Very good. Very good. Listen, so his numbers so far this season, 1 goal, 5 assists. He's a -6, 21 penalty minutes. But overall, his career, 42 goals, 90 assists, 599 penalty minutes. The guy likes to rough it up a little bit and get in the box. So I think this ultimately benefits the Canucks because I think they're going for it this year.
Yeah, they have to. So I don't think they're going to be getting rid of anyone. So, all those guys that people were talking about being traded, they're not going
Last year,
anywhere.
you remember you were like, they're going to get rid of, and they stuck it out because I think they felt like, look, they're a year away. And now
Yeah.
they see what materialized from not moving on from some of those guys. So listen, great move by the Canucks. I like the fact you get it done early.
Yeah.
Stop playing around with these guys later on, and then the next thing you know, listen, if you're really good, now you try to go after a legitimate superstar at the trade deadline that it doesn't affect the team too much.
Yeah, now you got to wonder, are the Bruins really in for a center, right? I mean, could you see maybe Kadri coming over this way, or for a goaltender? And I don't know if Olmark would want to go to Calgary, but that is looking like it's definitely a possibility. I mean, it really just depends on whether this team is going to shake out of that funk that they were in, and I don't know. I mean, I don't think it's going to happen, but it is a possibility. It's there because the Bruins may need to do something, and I just hope it's not too rash because I don't think they need a center iceman, to be honest with you. I think they need a winger.
Okay, so we were talking about the Bruins. We're going to get a little slide
Yeah.
recently with the Bruins. Lost 4 of the last 6 games. Overtime loss to Tampa Bay. Detroit, they lost 5-2. The Rangers 7-4, and Columbus 5-2.
That was the one. That was the one. Because that meant that something was wrong, right? Because when you're losing to Columbus, that's inexcusable at this point. To get bludgeoned the way they did against New York was bad, and then they couldn't get up for that game against Columbus, and that was bad because that was like the Bruins have always been a team that when you come off of a bad loss to
Yeah,
a
you
team
bounce
that
back.
you
Yeah.
should be competing with, and then you follow it up with that lackluster Columbus game, that was ugly, and that sent a message to the locker room with all the changes that they've done to the lineup, and they put Marchand on that third line. So he made an example out of Marchand.
Well, you think too,
So
the young kids maybe a little growing pains now, right? We've 20 plus games in.
yeah,
Starting
you
to,
would think that, but Patra ended up getting a goal in that Columbus game, and he played pretty well. So I don't think it was that either. I think Beecher and Patra are playing well. Patra's putting up some numbers. Beecher is winning faceoffs. So they're doing their thing, but they're not getting some production, from some of the other guys in the lineup that they really were considering, like they needed that.
yeah.
And, so it's just been sputtering, and that stretch where they just, nobody was coming back to help out the defensemen, but the defensemen were playing just absolutely horrible. And McAvoy was one of those. And just in that Ranger game, he was the reason why they scored 2 of those goals just on a bad play at the blue line in the Rangers end. And that's inexcusable. You can't do that. You cannot do that. He's supposed to be the example, and he was bad in that game. And it was right down the line. Forbert made some horrible mistakes, and it's just stuff that they weren't doing before. So it's almost like they took the wins for granted,
Just figured it's
and
coming
then
easy.
they fell into a slump because they got complacent on how they
Yeah.
were just winning, and they got
So-
complacent, and you can't do that.
So do you think they've bounced back now? They won
Well, they
against San Jose.
won 3-0 against the San Jose Sharks, and it was a bad team. But, that is a bounce back game. Now they got Toronto, I believe, tomorrow, and we're going to find out. And I don't think Toronto is playing that well either. So, there's a lot of teams that are looking pretty rough, like the New Jersey Devils, Carolina. It's
going to be a fun year in hockey.
Oh, yeah.
Fun year in hockey. All right, my friend. We are going to talk some pick and roll, my friend.
It's time for pick and roll.
All right.
You know, I love that Kenny does that for you.
Kenny's awesome. I love him. So this is episode 48. So we always try to keep that theme in mind. So back in Super Bowl 48, we had the Legion of Boom, Seattle Seahawks, great defense. And we're going to rate some of their players here from 6 to 1. And that would be Cam Chancellor, Bobby Wagner, Earl Thomas III, Richard Sherman, Malcolm Smith, and Michael Bennett. And we're going to rank them from 6 to 1.
Tony
I am
Bennett?
first this week. Tony Bennett, not Tony Bennett. When he passed away a couple years ago too, Tony Bennett.
Yeah, Tony, I think last year.
Yeah. All right. So I am first.
I hear he left his heart in San Francisco. Too soon?
A little bit too soon. James likes it.
Wait, I got to update this because I just offended
James.
all the Tony Bennett fans.
James likes that one. All right. So at 6, believe it or not, Malcolm Smith, 518 combined tackles, 7 interceptions for 1 touchdown, 11 forced fumbles. He also had a touchdown, 7 sacks, 1-time champ, obviously. He was the Super Bowl MVP in that Super Bowl, and I got him at 6. Love the old linebacker, LOB. Legion of Boom, baby. All right, at 5, and I love this guy because I think he was one of the first ones with that dark eye shield. Cam Chancellor, 607 tackles, 12 interceptions, 9 forced fumbles, 2 sacks, 4 Pro Bowls, obviously the championship. But I liked some of the other guys' numbers. So I went Richard Sherman at 4, 495 combined tackles, 37 interceptions, 3 for touchdowns, 5 forced fumbles, 2 sacks, 5 Pro Bowls, 3 All-Pros, obviously the 1 championship. Next 3 really good players, man. You wonder why they didn't win more. Oh, they faced some guy named Tom Brady. I don't know what happened. Number 3, Earl Thomas III.
They didn't run the ball.
They didn't run the ball. Run the ball. Marshawn Lynch. So Earl Thomas III, 7, and I didn't realize how good his numbers were, but 713 tackles, 30 interceptions for this guy, 2 touchdowns, 12 forced fumbles, 1 for a touchdown, 2 sacks, 7-time Pro Bowl, 3-time All-Pro, 1-time champion. He moved on to Baltimore for 1 year and then retired. At 2, I went Michael Bennett. 359 tackles, 13 forced fumbles, 1 for a touchdown, 69 and a half sacks in his career, Ron. Pretty good. 3-time Pro Bowl, 1-time champ. But at number 1, Bobby Wagner, who's still playing today. Listen to these tackle numbers. 1,650 tackles in his career, 13 interceptions, 1 for a touchdown, 6 forced fumbles, 32 sacks, 8-time Pro Bowler, 6-time All-Pro, 1-time champion. Bobby Wagner. By far, number 1.
Yeah, this was actually a pretty tough list. I thought
really
number six was, I think, an easy one. Malcolm Smith, like you
Just
said.
say how ironic, right? The Super Bowl MVP. We're talking about the Legion of Boom, Super Bowl 48. But he was by far the worst of the group. He just had a great game. He had a great game.
Right?
Yeah, had a great game.
He was pretty damn good himself. After that, I had a really difficult time trying to figure out who was going to go where. I ended up getting Cam Chancellor at number 5.
Yep.
12 interceptions, 4 all-pro, Pro Bowls. And they all had that one Super Bowl. They missed out on, some of them missed out on number 2, but that's too bad. No all-pros, though, for Cam Chancellor. So he was at number 5. Number 4, I had Michael Bennett.
Ooh, okay.
I had Michael Bennett at number 4.
Okay.
I love those sack and tackle totals. He was just everywhere.
Oh, I could see it. Yeah.
He was everywhere. 3 Pro Bowls, no All-Pro. So that left Earl Thomas for me at number 3. With those 30 interceptions, 455 yards, 2 touchdowns, He was number 3 because Richard Sherman's numbers were just a little bit better. He had the 37 interceptions, 478 yards, and one more touchdown than Earl Thomas. And he only played 4 more games, so they had a comparable amount of time played. So I gave the edge to Richard Sherman, even though Earl Thomas did have 2 more Pro Bowls, but you know how I feel about the Pro Bowls.
Yeah.
They both had 3 All-Pros, so that was evened up. So I went by those interception and yards and touchdowns. And then number 1, of course, I thought was a pretty easy one. Bobby Wagner, absolutely number 1. He was just absolutely incredible. 6 All-Pro, combined as many as the rest on this list. So I thought that was pretty easy.
No, very good. Very good. Listen,
but 2 through 5 on that list.
You know what? Next week might be Super Bowl 49 on the Patriots. And all right. But no, I love doing these, man. Pick and rolls are so much fun. But yeah, the Legion of Boom, what a great defense they really were. They had some really good players if you look at it.
Yeah, their defense was special.
Yeah,
it was special.
It really was. All right, my friend, it is prediction time. That going Oppo versus me didn't go so well for you last week.
Yeah, no, that didn't go well.
Yeah, I picked up 3 games on you here, buddy. We got 4 weeks left. I'm holding a 13-game lead right now. It might be a little tight. Might be a little tight here, but if you are joining us live and like to join in on our predictions, please give us your picks as we go along, and we'll make sure we add your name to the list. James last week 5-3, Kenny 4-4. I think they're both still with us tonight, so we'll make sure we get them to give their picks as well. We start off in the NBA, my friend, and it is the Denver Nuggets at the Phoenix Suns. That's tonight. I don't know. Phoenix has been hot, but I still think Denver's got something to prove because they want to show they weren't a fluke last year. So I went Nuggets here. I like the matchup with Jokic.
Yeah, no, I'm going home team. I'm going Phoenix. I think they're going to get it done. They don't have Murray in this game, correct?
No, he's still out.
So that's going to hurt them. They don't have that.
But I think no Beal either.
Option.
I don't think Beal's playing.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I don't care.
Okay. James went Denver. I don't know if Kenny's still with us. Give him a second here.
Interesting.
All right. 12-4, my friend. Got the Boston Celtics at the Indiana Pacers. This is the play-in tournament game to get them to the finals to go to Vegas. Who do you got?
I'm going Boston, even though they lost
I love this tournament.
I mean, come on.
I love this tournament thing. Dude, I love the fact that you're up by 30 and you're still playing basketball. It wasn't let him go. James went Boston. I went Boston as well. I think they're in it to win it now. $500,000 each player, man. That's a lot of money. I like the season tournament. I really do. All right. Some NHL action on 12-2. You got the Washington Capitals at the Vegas Golden Knights. Washington actually playing pretty well this season, kind of figured some things out. But I'm going to home team here. I'm going Vegas. I just think that they're been more consistent throughout the season so far.
Yeah, I got to go with Kenny is there. He went Boston. What is his Denver and
Denver Phoenix? At Phoenix? Kenny, do you have a pick for that one? James went Vegas on.
Yeah, I went Vegas as well.
Kenny, any pick on the Denver Nuggets at the Phoenix Suns?
It's going to end in a tie.
Kenny went Caps on the hockey, and he went Denver on. Got it. We're back. We're caught up. Kenny, good job. It's our guy, Kenny, our pick and roll guy. 12-3. Got the Colorado Avalanche at the Los Angeles Kings. Ron, who do you have?
That's a tough one. I'm gonna go LA Kings though.
Okay, all right.
I think they're gonna take Take Colorado down.
All right. I got the Colorado. You got a shot here, buddy. The comeback begins. Comeback begins. I went Colorado. Kenny went Kings. James, do you have a pick there, my friend? Colorado Avalanche at the Los Angeles Kings. Colorado, James. All right. All right. We got some NFL games here. 12-3. San Francisco 49ers at the Philadelphia Eagles. This was a very tough game for me to pick. I think there's a little bit of a revenge factor here. I think Brock Purdy wants to show that, that injury was the reason they lost. I went San Francisco in a close one, a very close one.
I went San Francisco as well.
It's a tough game.
It is a tough game.
I mean, both defenses play really well. Both offenses play really well. This is a tough game. James went San Francisco.
Kenny's going Philly. Watch.
James wants San Fran because then Dallas. Eagles, we knew that. Kenny going Oppo tonight. 12-3. You also got the Denver Broncos at the Houston Texans, Ron.
Yeah, I'm going Denver in this one. I just think that they could get it done. I think they can get it done.
Yeah, I think they believe. I went Denver as well. I think they believe. I think it's all starting to come together, and they believe that they can win.
Yeah.
And Russ is playing well, man. So I went Denver as well. It's going to be a fun game, though. That should be a really good game.
I hear it's sponsored by Bounty.
Kenny went Texans.
No, nothing.
Bounties, I like it. Haha. Denver's on its here. James went Denver as well. All right. All right. Some big college games. This is for some championships to get into the playoffs. Tonight, you got the Oregon Ducks, number 5. Oregon Ducks at number 3, Washington Huskies.
I'm going Washington in this. I went against them, I believe, last week.
Last time. I went last time we did this game. I went against them as well, and they won the game. So I did the same thing you did. I went Washington this time.
Yeah, I can't go against them.
Kenny's going all Oppo tonight. Washington gets it done. Another big game. Number 1 Georgia Bulldogs take on the Alabama Crimson Tide, number 8. This is even though it's at Alabama, it's in the Georgia Dome. It's the SEC championship, 12-12. I think, listen, last 3 times, the Bulldogs have lost to Alabama in the championship. I don't think they do this time. They get it done. The Georgia Bulldogs beat the Alabama Crimson Tide.
Yeah, I also went with Georgia. I think, look, if there is something that they have to play for, they know they have to win this game because they've been losing to them.
Kenny went all Oppo everything tonight. Wow. Kenny went Bama. James went Georgia. Some fun games there. We will make sure we post every week where we're at. Ron, it is final thought time, but before we get into our final thoughts, can you tell everybody out there how they can sponsor our show and continue to support Sports Unfolded?
Why, yes, absolutely, Eric.
You want some funk music?
You want a different voice for it too? No? Okay.
No. Can't do it. Can't do it. All right. So it's just as simple as sending an email to ribroadcasting.media@gmail.com. We can send you out all the information, and it's just simply costs less than going to your local donut shop, getting a large coffee and a chocolate donut, or maybe an eclair, or a croissant.
Ah, croissant. Very good. Very good. So, Ron, we are also on a new 2 new sites, shows being broadcasted. If you could bring those up so everybody knows, if you're on these sites, u42.com or cgsway.com, you can watch us on those as well. James, thank you. You got it. ribroadcasting.media@gmail.com. You got it, James. Make sure you continue to watch, follow us. We are on all social media platforms, Facebook, Twitter, MeWe, We're on everything. So, there's no way you can't find Sports Unfolded. So check us out. Continue to support and sponsor our show. And then share.
Follow.
Follow. Share it. Follow us on YouTube, on Rhode Island Broadcasting. Send stars bits as well. You can support us that way, or buy me a coffee as well. There's another opportunity to send some money to Sports Unfolded. Ron, my final thought is actually one that I never thought I'd talk about, but because we cover so many different sports, I was really excited to see that NASCAR has struck a new broadcasting deal with Fox, NBC, Amazon, and Warner Brothers Discovery, $7.7 billion. So starting in 2025, NASCAR now have streaming rights and some things that they're doing. You can see this sport continuing to grow, continue to do good things. Never want to see a sport fail. I'm hoping next is like Major League Soccer, and they can kind of strike some better deals to make sure that we can expand some of these sports. So I was really excited to see that about NASCAR. I wish them well on this. We know how much money television can bring in for them. So it should help the sport continue to grow and flourish as they have in the past few years. But that was my final thought.
All right, I'm going the other way on this one. I was not happy to see that they signed with Amazon and all that crap. Okay, because this is yet just the next step that we're going to have to pay for every sporting event out there. So the days of watching it going on to one of those networks like CBS, ABC, Fox, or whatever, those days are coming to an end. We are going to have to start paying for every single game you watch. And there is really nothing you can do about it, because if you're a football fan and now it's going to be on Prime, and it's only a matter of time before every single game you have to pay for it. And it'll be $5, $10 per game, and you're going to pay for it because it's the NFL. And the NFL is just going to keep racking up money. The NBA is going to follow. NASCAR just did. They're starting to do it now. So it's only a matter of time before you have to pay for every game. And it's really, really sad that sports is going this way. And it's all because of those gambling things.
It's like that everywhere. You get Netflix now. You want to no commercials. You got to pay extra. Like everybody's doing it. I don't know. But listen, what a great show tonight. We had a lot of fun. I want to thank James, Kenny for joining live. Vinny as well joined us live tonight. If you are joining after and checking the show out, continue to follow us. Share the show. We've got over, how many eyes was that, Ron, that we've had?
What was it? It was 159,000 views of Sports Unfolded on just Facebook alone.
On just Facebook. So if you want, you will have thousands upon thousands of eyes on your business. So make sure you get a sponsor. Thank you, James. Great show. Great participation. You guys have been awesome tonight. Thank you for dealing with us and our wackiness tonight. We had a little fun though. Ron, thank you as always. I want to thank you each and every week for all you do for Sports Unfolded. We will be on next Friday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So check us out, follow us live, join the show. And all we ever ask for every single week is peace on earth.
Have a good night, everybody.